E estamos de volta e agora para apresentar o nosso convidado musical esta noite. É natural da ilha de São Miguel, veio para cá ainda muito pequenino, mas tem dedicado uma vida inteira à música. E é uma grande, grande voz que vocês vão ouvir no final do nosso programa esta noite. É com muito prazer que damos as boas-vindas. It's with great pleasure that we welcome to our program Jordan Paiva.
Hi, how are you? Hey, Phil. Good to see you. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Thank you, too.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for coming
Thank you so much.
Have a seat on the hot couch. Agora, senhoras e senhores, vamos conduzir esta entrevista em inglês também, portanto, um programa hoje totalmente em inglês. O Jordan nasceu em São Miguel, mas sente-se mais confortável em conversar connosco esta noite em inglês. Jordan, before we get started, do you have a weather report for us this evening?
It's a little bit cold with a little bit of castanhas and a little bit of a hot open fire. Just stay in the house, everything is good. Tá bom. Tá bom. That's good.
Now, I ask this because whoever is friends with on Facebook with you know you have the weather Paiva persona.
That's it.
How did that come about, Jordan?
So when it was a few years ago, we had just torrential downpours, and I was thinking about, I remember the Portuguese fireman, he did a weather report, and I says, I know at the time he got hurt, and I said, let me go outside and do a stupid little video, and I went outside with the camera, and I started to do. It was downpouring. I went out. By then, there was so much rain that my parents' house had flooded. It was now the Nile River was coming through the streets, and
the Douro River.
That's right, the Douro River. and it was just flowing through the street. And then I was about to finish the video, and I had locked myself out of the house, and it was just me, the camera, and the torrential downpours. And I posted it, and everybody says, you got to do another one, and then the blizzards came, and then it kept going and going.
So the weather was on your side.
The weather was on my
side.
Plenty of
views. Excellent.
But it was very good.
Excellent. Jordan, let's take a look at this clip right here, and that'll be the perfect segue for our conversation here this evening.
Well, Jordan, the pressure's now on. Now I feel really nervous because this is your special moment. What would you like to sing up here for your dear mom?
You raised me up?
Mark? Should I start or should you? Go ahead.
When I am down when troubles come and my heart in silence to come and sing a while with me on this middle stage. You raise me up so I can stand on my toes. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Mom, you raise us up to more than I can be. All right.
Now, Jordan, that was 2011, right?
Yes, I was 19 years old.
You were 19 years old. So now let me do the math. So now you are 26, 27.
I'll be 26 this year.
You're going to be 26 this year. So, Jordan, I'm a big Josh Groban fan. I'm not going to say I'm a huge Josh Groban fan because I think you probably are. I'm a big one, but I didn't just want to say huge because you're going to say you're bigger. So, how was that moment? I mean, first of all, you have the gift to sound almost exactly like him. If we hear both of you side by side, we might have to think twice. Now, who's singing? Phil.
I know it.
Right? It's amazing. Now, you have that talent, and then you share the stage in front of about 15,000 people with your mom singing with Josh Groban. Explain that moment.
It was a dream come true. arrived at the arena, and they have like the scoreboard for the sports events, and it said, hey, why don't you text Josh a question, see if he answers your question. So I said, okay, me with 15,000 people, might as well try it. So I texted the question. I said, you know, I've been singing your music since I was 11 years old. Can I sing a duet with you with my mother? And so the show started, and he had like the main stage. Then he had like a little baby stage in the middle of the whole arena. And towards the middle of the show, he came out, and he was saying, oh, we got some questions, let's go. And he did first question, second question, third question. It looked like he was done. And he says, oh, we got one more. And he flipped the card over, and he says, Jordan. And I says, yeah, okay, there's probably another Jordan here out of 15,000 people. There's probably another Jordan. And all of a sudden, the spotlight came on. And I was like, oh, my mother's going to be really mad. So he had read the question, and he said, well, you know, I can't say no to that. So he jumped off the stage, and he came down. He says, why don't you bring Mom? Follow me. We'll go to the middle of the arena. And, you know, the first song that I ever heard of Josh Groban was You Raise Me Up. And it was just, first time I saw him perform was actually at a New England Patriots Super Bowl. So we were all watching the Super Bowl, and my mother said, hey, Jordan, come here. You see this kid? I don't know who he is, but you're going to sing like him one day. And a few years passed by, and magically, it was like destiny. The song came out of nowhere, and I said, oh my gosh, that was that song. And I looked it up, and I started listening, learning the song. Then I started liking Josh a lot more, and started to learn his music more, teach myself the Italian, the Spanish, a little bit of everything. And you know, years later, we went to the show, and it was really a dream come true. That was a dream come true.
That is amazing. And so you are a recording artist. So you have 4 albums.
I call it 4.5.
4.5.
4.5. We just did a little Christmas one, but yeah, I just finished my 4th studio album.
And your style is always a Josh Groban-esque style, correct?
Yes. The first couple of first 3 albums. Very classical, very opera music, a little bit of Josh Groban, Andrea Bocelli, Il Divo, very classical music. My 4th one, I wanted to do a little bit, bring a little bit of the American people in. So I did a few covers of very popular, well-done songs. But I've always loved classical and inspirational music.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about your background. Your parents, I know your father, we've spoken quite a few times, Walter, correct?
Domingos.
Domingos, I'm sorry.
Domingos.
Domingos Paiva. And your mom as well. I have never spoken to your mom, but I know they were both born in Portugal. So were you.
Yep.
What part of Portugal?
São Miguel, the Azores. Okay. So I was born there. I was actually adopted. So
okay.
They adopted me from the Azores. I always make the joke that they're always vacationing. So I said they were vacationing, and they picked up the souvenir. So
that's a great
that's
souvenir.
A good souvenir. It was a good investment.
Not everybody can buy a great singer like it. I mean, just
no,
kidding.
but you know, they've definitely brought me up in the Portuguese community, Portuguese culture, Portuguese music, which I have not yet learned any Portuguese music, but it's in the works. It's on my goals.
Italian, Spanish, English, any other language we're going to add in there?
Well, probably Greek.
Hello.
Greek, hello.
And still no Portuguese. Huh?
I know. But I'm going to work with somebody because I would love to do Portuguese on my next album. So it's something to work. A lot of people says you got to do some fado. It'd be just beautiful, and I'd love to bring like a new generation fado in the future. So crossing the fingers.
Now, Jordan, you just like Phil, you contribute a lot to the community. What are some things that you do to give back? There's just so many. I'd rather you just pick some.
Many. I know the main one that I do. In 2010, I lost my grandmother, my vava, to cancer, pancreatic cancer, and it came just at a time so fast. Usually, sometimes you find it early, and then you do the long journey of, you know, the struggle. For us, it was just so quick. It all started with a headache in April, and then she passed away in June, which was, it was just so quick. So starting, I never had been one. I always stayed in my room, and I kept music to myself. And when she passed, I said, you know, the number one thing she loved to do is she loved to hear me sing. She came to see shows that I have done in high school, and I wanted to keep her memory alive in the music. So that is when I created my first album, and I did my first live concert I was in Fall River, and you know, every time I do a show, I never wanted any of the money. I wanted to do it for her, and all the ticket sales, any raffles that we did, all that money went to the American Cancer Society. A few years later after that, the American Cancer Society, they contacted me and said, hey, I also DJ, do a lot of weddings and functions, and they says, oh, we have the Relay for Life, big American Cancer Society. We celebrate survivors, and we celebrate the ones that we miss so much. And they asked me to come and DJ the events, and also I did, over a few years, I went to a couple of relays around Massachusetts, north, south, everywhere, and they had me sing this inspirational music for people, and that's one organization I really love to help, and you know, we're still fighting cancer, and we want it to one day just go away.
Go away,
That's
hopefully.
it. I know.
Jordan, you're also an award-winning singer in 2013.
Yes.
You won the first ever IPMA World Music category. I know I was there, and you dedicated that moment to your grandmother and
Absolutely.
your grandmother's memory. So that was a very nice moment. But how did it feel getting recognized by a group for your roots that was from your roots?
I remember the day like it was yesterday. It's, you know, I got up on stage, and my mother still yells at me. She says, "You should have prepared a speech." And I says, "I didn't know if I was going to win, Mom." And I got up there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm back on stage with a lot of people sitting down there," and you know, I remember the day like it was yesterday. I got up on stage. It was kind of ironic that I am Portuguese, but I sang the song in Italian. That's how I won the Italian song at the Portuguese Music Awards. So, no, but I remember that day like it was yesterday, holding that award up, and it was for her. I looked up, right up, and I did it for her, and it was a sign. She was looking right back. So.
Now, you keep yourself very busy, Jordan, between your business, which is Time of Our Lives.
Music of Our Lives.
Music of Our Lives.
Everybody says, reminds me of Days of Our Lives. It's, well, it's like that, but with music. So.
The sands through the hourglass. So is the Party of Our Lives.
That's it.
Music of Our Lives.
That's right.
So, Jordan, have you ever thought of taking your talent to another level, to become a professional performer? Full-time. I mean, you're extremely talented, Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was, I just, at the age of 15, my parents had always taken me to Mexico. Got nice, Mexico, not Portugal, but got a little Spanish in there. But we, over the years, I always loved what the entertainment staff did there, and I said, you know, that's something I would love to do. I love to make people laugh. I love music so much, and I love culture. And I was like, how can I bring it to the people? And I never thought I'd be a DJ. And then, you know, 11 years later, here I am. I just went full time 2 years ago. I never thought I could do it, but I says, you know what? Baby steps. Got to get my feet in the water a little bit and see what I can do. And you know, celebrating 10 years last year in business, I wanted to change the slogan, and now it's, you know, don't just hire a DJ, hire entertainment. So just a few years ago, I started inquiring more than just getting up there and, you know, playing music. I get out there, I interact with people, and then even for weddings, I I sing to them as well for cocktail hour, little even slow dances. During the week, I get a lot involved with the community. I go to the senior centers, the adult daycares, the rehab facilities. They're there, and you got to bring them life. They're getting to the end of their lives, but they're just they're sitting there every day, and I wanted to bring them something special. I wanted them to bring them beautiful music, fun, and it's a dream. It really is a dream come true. I'm still 25, and 11 years later, here I am, doing what I love, and it's a dream. So.
You have a long life ahead of you. I remember when people used to tell me that wasn't that long ago, but now I look back and you're younger than me, so that's hard to say.
He's only 28, right?
Yeah,
Younger.
yeah.
That's
Only
younger. I like it.
only. Phil, how's that water over there, Phil?
Love it.
Excellent. Phil, I know you've had Jordan on the radio
Yes.
quite a few times. How does I know how the Portuguese community reacts. How does the non-Portuguese community react?
The same way. He has a skill, but when you add love and passion to that, when you're in in front of an audience, Jordan, you're a magnet. And this is a gift, Some people have it, others don't. And you've always had that. And you know what? You give back, too.
That's right.
So that's why it keeps growing.
You gotta keep doing it. Gotta keep
Yeah.
the ball rolling.
How did it feel when Josh had his hands on you?
I still remember the day I got up there on stage, and it's just like there was
Were you
so
nervous?
many. I don't know if I was. I think I was more excited than nervous. It was, it was just surreal. I'm up there, and it was a dream. It was my dream come true.
Oh, I
It
know.
was my dream come true. And then 5 years later, we went. It's a tradition. It's becoming a tradition. We have to go see Josh Groban when he comes, and he came right in between. It was my birthday and my mother's birthday. They're 10 days apart, and he came to town and halfway there. I says, "Mom, I think we're going to give each other a really nice birthday gift." So we bought meet and greet tickets, and we went to go see him again in person 5 years later, and just seeing him again, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. How's the pipes? Are they still doing?" I was like, "I'm trying. I'm working on the curly hair, but it's still not coming in."
Now, Phil, Jordan is going to be joining our club very soon.
Oh?
He's going to be getting married soon. Jordan,
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
how is the planning going? That's coming up soon.
The number one question was like, "Who's going to be your DJ?" I was like, "Well, I was just going to pre-record everything and just play it on a screen the whole night." She wouldn't let me do that. No, but it's going. We're almost there. I think I just checked the countdown to 76 days or something like that. It's less than 100 days to go, but April of this year, and it's my mother and the Portuguese, the only child. So it's, "No, my baby, my God, no, senhora, please help me." No, but she's a nice Portuguese girl. She speaks Portuguese, so she does it on my behalf. So it's good.
So she's got to come on here next time and translate.
She has
for
to.
you.
She has to. She'll do the subtitles.
There's one piece of advice. It's very cliche, but it's absolutely true. Happy wife, happy life.
Happy life.
That's
Phil,
it.
Phil, right.
Oh, wisdom. That's wisdom right there.
But you know what? He's Greek. So in that movie, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck, and she can move that head any way she wants. So
Give him a bottle of Windex.
Speaking of the movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah.
Now, to put the rumors to rest.
Yes.
Asking a great Greek gentleman himself.
Come on.
Do you use Windex for everything?
No, not for everything, but for a lot of. No, actually.
I don't
that's
even
all
know
Hollywood.
Windex, right?
He probably used it a lot at the diner,
That's all Hollywood, but what a laugh we got out of that, huh? Windex everything, everything Windex.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
Did a lot of it stay true to the culture?
Yes.
Okay. Because we've had a problem with Hollywood doing Portuguese family movies.
Right.
Where the first one was Mystic Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Way off.
Yeah.
There was almost nothing Portuguese in that Portuguese family.
Yeah.
No.
Then more recently was Passionata,
Yep.
which was done here in New
It was
Bedford,
in your diner.
which,
Yes,
which
yeah.
was a little more faithful to the Portuguese culture. But
That's it.
you know, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming by. We're going to have the privilege of listening to Jordan right now. What song have you chosen to sing this evening?
It's an Italian song. It's called Alla luce della sole. That's, if I could say that, but I can't speak Portuguese. But it's a song about, you know, everything that God has built us under the sun is just the beauty all around us. So it's a beautiful song. Nice, beautiful Italian song.
Very good. Jordan's going to get prepared. It was an honor having you here, Phil. Sincerely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming by. It meant a lot.
Thank you.
It meant a lot.
Likewise.
Jordan, meant a lot as well.
Thank
you for your talent.
Thank you for having me.
Keep doing what you're doing. And we'll keep in touch soon. Anytime you have something new, stop by Hora Quente.
Absolutely.
All right? Senhoras e senhores, agora, para finalizar o nosso programa esta noite, Jordan Paiva.
C'è un buio forte di me e anche un po' dentro di me. Che assurdità questa città senza persone. Io non so spiegarti anche come, ma non è questa la mia divisione. E la mia mente non è mai in pace, è sempre altrove. Tu dove sei? La tua voce dove? Senza di te, senza il tuo aiuto, che sarà di me? Tutto sempre da milione, alla luce che verrà dal sole. Questa notte passerà, il buio che c'è si dissolverà, si vedranno le colline. Io continuerò a cercare te. Via da questa malinconia, invidio rabbia che sì, qui nel mio cuore non voglio più questa parola. Tu dove sei? Il tuo sorriso dov'è? Senza di te, senza il tuo amore, che sarà di me? Tutto sempre da milione, alla luce che verrà dal sole. Questa notte passerà, il buio che c'è si dissolverà, e alla luce di quel sole io continuerò a cercare te. Alla luce guardo il sole, il silenzio morirò, la gente che c'è si confonderà, e alla luce di quel sole io continuerò a cercare te.
Senhoras e senhores, Jordan Paiva. Jordan, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For coming out to
Thank
Hora
you for
Quente
having me.
tonight. how proud we are to have a Luso descendant, actually not a Luso descendant because you were born in São Miguel, but sing so beautifully. That is amazing. Thank you
so
for
much.
coming out tonight.
Thank you.
E senhoras e senhores, Hora Quente regressa amanhã, à mesma hora. Boa noite e até amanhã, se Deus quiser.